For our next evidence that's going to be put before the jury, which I understand it is another audio recording. Very well. There's something that had come to my attention during the course of the trial, and I've shared it with the attorneys and gave them each an opportunity to consider it and to discuss it in case of Mr. Jarvis and Mr. Warwick with their client, of course, and that was this. A juror inquired of one of our court security officers about asking questions, meaning a juror asking questions, and there's a procedure whereby if in the court's discretion the court were to allow juror questions, the procedure that would be followed would be the question be placed in writing for the consideration of the parties and the court, and then and only then, if approved, that question would be asked of a witness. Now, I have the discretion to allow that, but, and I've shared this, I think, with counsel, and I'll invite correction if I mistake this. What I don't want to see happen is, for instance, defense strategy, or that which you believe to be important in the way that you want to support that strategy through your questioning, to be in any way adversely affect to the detriment of your client. It's also true that one wouldn't, in the search for a perfectly fair trial, want the state's presentation to be adversely affected by a question inconsistent with their method of presenting their case. But quite frankly, I'm more concerned about defense strategy in that much of what they wish to do during the course of a trial is through cross-examination, carefully picking the points that they want to emphasize. And so to that end, I've asked Mr. Jarvis and Mr. Warwick to speak with their client as relates to this question. Have you had an opportunity to do so, Mr. Jarvis? All right. And from the defense standpoint, what's your position with respect to the court in its discretion allowing juror questions? So you have no preference as to whether or not a juror... First of all, let me emphasize this to you. The jurors will not be informed as to the relative positions of the parties on this question. I think to do so, for instance, if I were to tell the jury that the defense objects to them asking questions, they might in some form or fashion hold that against you as you're seeking to hide something. That will never happen. I won't mention it. It will never be mentioned because I can see where that would just not look right. That will not happen, okay? With that knowledge, it's your position that whatever the court decides, you're fine with it, or do you have a preference? And have you discussed that with your client? Yes, sir? All right. Very well. I'll ask the state the same question. Mr. Drake. I'm not going to bring it up at this time with the jurors. I will probably, before we begin questioning of any other witnesses, state that the policy of this court that I have adhered to is consistent with what I believe the best presentation of evidence for their consideration to be, and that is by allowing the attorneys to ask questions, and that's the policy we're going to follow. What position the state or the defense might take with respect to that question will never be discussed with the jurors. Okay? Is there any objection to that? Anyone? All right. In short, I just don't, I envision prejudice that would far outweigh any probative value or anything that could help advance the case, and I could see us steering afoul of the rules of evidence, confusing the jury, and for that reason, I'm just not going to do so. Okay, are we ready to bring the jurors in? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, in your absence, there were a lot of things that had to be dealt with out of your presence. As a result, our last piece of evidence that you'll be considering today will be the next recording. And so after that, we don't anticipate any more witnesses being called today. And so that which you're about to hear will be our last piece of evidence for the day. All right? Having said that, we are still, given what you were told at the start of the trial, we are still, I think, from a presentation standpoint, way more efficient and moving much more quickly in the presentation of information than was anticipated. I think that the attorneys would agree with that. All right? Okay. Let's bring in our next witness.
The state calls Kenneth Pinkard.
Very well. Good afternoon, sir. Could you face our clerk, please, to be sworn? Please have a seat, sir, and speak as clearly as you can, close to the microphone.
Good afternoon, sir. Would you please introduce yourself to the jury?
My name is Kenneth Pinkard, Pinkard.
Mr. Pinkard, what do you currently do for a living?
President, I retired from the state. I'm working for the Tallahassee Police Department. I'm a financial crimes investigator.
Where did you work prior to your current position?
I worked at the Florida Department of Law Enforcement as a special agent.
How long did you work for FDLE?
Right at 13 years.
Were you involved in the investigation into the murder of Melissa Howard?
Yes, sir.
During the course of your investigation, did you have the opportunity to interview the defendant, David Russell Holbrook?
Yes, sir.
When did you interview him?
I'd have to look at the date. I can't.
That's fine.
The first time was February the 7th. Which, I'm sorry, the second time was not an interview. But
Yes, I'm specifically asking about an interview. So the 7th of February, what year?
2006.
Have you had an opportunity to review a recording of that interview?
Yes, sir.
An accurate recording of your interview?
This is, yes, kind of has my initials on it.
This time I will state
26 will be admitted. Do you wish to publish?
Yes, Judge.
Does this gentleman need to be witness during the publication, or may he?
He may be excused. I believe he'll still be under subpoena, but he can remain.
You're still under subpoena. However, sir, you're excused for the remainder of today, in that I find no relevant reason for you to sit while we listen to the recording. So you're free.
Subject
to
call.
the courthouse today, subject to being recalled. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. There's no objection to that procedure, is there? Thank you.
Date dated February 7, 2006. Time is 11:40 a.m. I am Special Agent Delma Springs with Florida Department of Law Enforcement, President Special Agent Kenneth Pinkard. Also with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. This is an interview of David Russell Holbrook concerning the murder of Melissa Howard. And before we get started, Mr. Holbrook, are you aware that you're being tape recorded? Yes. Okay. And do you agree to voluntarily interview with us today? Yes. Okay. For the record, would you just state your full name and date of birth? David Russell Holbrook, Jr., February 3rd, 1974. And we are here at your residence, is that correct? Yes. 418 North Carolina. Okay. Florida. And before we went on tape, we discussed the fact that you had already been interviewed by Crestview Police Department, that's correct? Yes. Okay. from those interviews, there was some discrepancies or on time and relationship with Miss Howard. What we wanted to do is just try to go back and figure out what's going on. And I guess we said this off tape too. We're not here to investigate anything but the murder of Melissa Howard. So basically what I want to do is, what is your relationship with Melissa Howard? Or was Melissa Howard?
My best friend, Robert, and Bobby Davis. Bobby is Brian's sister, which is Melissa's ex-husband. So I know them through that circle. I met Bobby and Brian somewhere around 1996, and I've been friends with them since.
Okay. So, since probably 96, you lived on Melissa too. She was with Brian at that time.
Right, late 96.
Okay. So basically you're friends. If you see each other, you talk or whatever. Okay. Did any, I should say, bad relationships occur? Like, did y'all get mad and quit talking to each other because Brian and Melissa got divorced? Or, I don't know who you were with at the time. Your wife?
Darling.
Okay.
My first wife.
Okay. When people got divorced or people get mad, sometimes they want their friends to be mad. So was there any kind of bad feelings between you and Melissa?
There were no bad feelings. We didn't see each other all the time like I do Brian. Continue to hang out with Brian occasionally. Really the only time I saw her was special occasions like Robbie and Bobby's daughter Aaron's birthday parties, recitals, family type functions, but I think she was still considered part of the family. So anytime there was a family function, she was usually there. So that was really the only time I saw her.
Okay. Did you all have contact as far as if she called you up and say, okay, just to talk about the situation, nothing like that?
No, I didn't have her number. To the best of my knowledge, she didn't have any of my numbers.
Okay. And do you have a computer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you email or talk like that?
Not with her.
Not with her. Okay. Now we're going to, we do have some written statements that you and Melissa had contact prior to her death.
Yes.
Okay. How often had you seen her before she was murdered?
I saw her that Wednesday prior, and before that had been quite some time.
Okay. Now, was the birthday like weeks before? Like when is Brian's child's birthday? Would you have seen him like a month before? Or
It was
had talked to him?
It was every bit of a year, if not 2 years before. I want to say the last time I saw her was at Aaron's birthday party at Applebee's.
And that would have been like 2005?
I want to say it was 2004, but I'm not positive. I think it's been 2 years.
Okay.
That's been a long time.
Alright, so now you're saying that, okay, so that Wednesday before, did you just accidentally see her, or did you intend to see her, or did you make arrangements to see her and say you were going to come see her?
I just popped up.
Okay. And where did you pop from? I mean, like, before you went there, where were you? Before you went to her house?
I've been to the city after that.
Okay. And that was you and your brother?
Right.
Mike. Good, I remember from there. You and your brother Mike went to the Feniac, and on your way back to Crestview, you decided to just go see her. Okay. Now, was there a particular reason you decided to go see her?
Yes.
And what was that?
I wanted to find out if she had heard anything about Allison, which is mine. Seems to be ex-wife.
Okay. Now, why would she know anything about Allison?
Because her and Brian do swap Taylor, custody thing back and forth, visitation.
And Allison was staying with
Brian. She lives with Brian.
Okay. Now, you and Brian are friends, though, so
I heard a few things from Brian, bits and pieces, but about half the things Brian said were true and half of them weren't, so I was trying to, another person that may know.
okay. Now, you going to see Melissa on that Wednesday, and you left me the Phoenix, right? Okay. That's one of the inconsistencies.
Yes.
Okay. Because they don't have any evidence that you went to the PDAC or anything like that. But you're sticking to, you went to the PDAC, came back and went to see her that Wednesday before. And prior to that Wednesday, you hadn't actually talked to her since maybe within a year. Okay. One thing we found so far is that we've got witnesses that you didn't come from the PDAC and went straight to her house. Okay? You met her and what was the street?
Right there with Brian's house on the side of the road.
We don't work for Allison to help her in her divorce or anything like that. But we do have witnesses that you were down the street from Brian. Okay. So you couldn't have been, and that you followed Melissa back to her house. Okay. So, tell me, were you there watching Melissa and just Allison? They were watching Allison and Melissa drove up and you decided to go talk to her, or were you there waiting for Melissa to come so that you could? Because apparently Melissa goes to Brian's every Wednesday with Taylor. Okay. So you tell me, just explain to me what, because it's not making sense with the other things, so you can just tell me why or what. That would help.
So we went by there to try to see if Brian was home, and we're trying to figure out if Allison was there. So I was trying to get a hold of Brian.
Okay.
And then I saw her come by, and she had the kids in the car. I figured she was dropping Taylor off. So we left. Because I knew he was going to say something.
Okay.
And I had a pretty good feeling Allison was there. Her car was there, and we could see people in the house, but I couldn't tell for sure she was there or not.
Okay. So you saw Melissa drive up with the kids in the car. Okay. When she went to drop Taylor, you moved your location. Where were you right then? Like,
I was right at the end of the Beacon thing.
okay, when she pulled in.
Sure.
Alright. So, she went and dropped Taylor off.
Yes.
And then when she came back, did you talk to her then?
Yeah, I probably did that. I said, hey, what are you doing? She said, going back to the house. And I said, hey, can I come talk to you? And she said, yes, can I follow you?
Okay. So then, when y'all went to the house, so did Mike go in with you?
No, he just
stayed in the truck. And when Melissa dropped Taylor off, did she go in, or do you remember?
I don't believe so. I think she just got out of the car. I think she was only there probably a minute.
Okay. Alright, so then you went back to her house. You went in to talk to her. Now, when you went in, did you go in through the garage?
Went in the garage that goes into, I think it's the kitchen.
Okay. Now, where were you when you were in the house?
In the living room.
You didn't stop in the kitchen or anything? Like y'all didn't sit down, have a beer, or nothing like that, right? Okay, so you went straight in and sat on the couch, love seat, beanbag, floor,
Whatever directly across from the TV. I believe it was a couch.
Okay. Alright, so you sat on the couch the whole time that you was there. You didn't eat or drink anything. Alright. You all talked. On your conversation, did you make an appointment or decided you were coming back to talk to her, or did she give you any information that you needed in what you were looking for?
Not particularly. She said she had talked to Allison. Allison had told her, her version of what was going on. But she said she's trying to stay out of it. She had no problem with fine. She didn't want to be in the middle of anything else.
Okay. So you didn't say you were coming back, or she didn't mention anything about meeting anybody else or anything like that coming up?
No, she said she just wants to stay out of it.
Okay. And at that point, you didn't see her again after that night before she died? Okay. You didn't see her that Thursday or come by there that Friday? No. Okay. Has anyone asked you to follow her, like you were sitting down the street from Brian's house? Has anyone asked you to follow Melissa or anything like that? No. Okay. And your brother Mike didn't know her.
She says he's never met her, and that. I don't believe that.
He probably didn't know of her. He wasn't hanging out with Ryan and you and all of them together.
He's only been here a couple of years. He moved here from Georgia and back home in Daytona. I had him move up here to get out of trouble. Fresh start.
Okay. And why was he with you when you just wanted company or something when you were going to look to see if Melissa was at, not Melissa, Allison, I'll get the name straight. And you went to Brian's house.
No, we had to the pen. That was the whole purpose. We go look at her file.
Okay. And then when you're out, I assume you did the drive-bys to see what Allison was doing.
On that night, I had, yeah. I go by there to pick up my kids. My kids live down past them.
Other than,
Yeah, they live on Staff Road, which is about a half mile down the street.
okay. Now, on that Friday night, the night of her death, you all were having a birthday party here.
Right, my girlfriend's oldest daughter.
Okay, and the child is,
She turned 5.
okay.
On the 5th.
Alright. You had your party, did y'all take video, pictures, anything like that?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all haven't developed or anything to show you at the party?
No, I got nothing on the computer.
You got a digital camera where you can download the computer?
And I don't think there's any of them. I did all the picture taking.
Okay, would it be any of your brothers? Having you go out the candles,
I should have practiced. I can verify. Yeah, that's what it is. Don't open it up. I know there is his girlfriend. She was here. The kids, Mike was here. Sierra, I think that's what she here.
that's computer.
I'm sure there is pictures of them. Took a couple from back here.
You went to work that day?
Well,
Okay. You normally, when you say you work 2 to 1,
I've changed shifts since then. Yeah.
okay, so what's day shift?
Day shift was 5 to 4. 10-hour day. 5 a.m.
to 4 p.m.
Okay. So a 10-hour day with an hour long.
Okay. That's not too different. not being quiet. He's looking on the computer for the pictures now. Let's see. So 11:59 with Congress until we look at the picture. Time is 12:03. We released the pictures on the computer from the birthday party, and there are none. Is anybody else taking pictures at the party?
Not that I recall.
And there's no video of the party.
No video.
Okay. Now, you left the party. Okay, you got off at 4. What time the party started?
People, I want to say started getting here between 5:30 and 6:30. They were up and running by 6:30.
So you came straight home from work, so y'all get prepared for the party. Is that how it goes? Or
I went to get Danielle line. So I got married the other weekend, and it wasn't my weekend, so I made arrangements to pick up Danielle line, and she picked up Haley and Faith. And then we came, I believe, straight home.
Okay. So, at the party, what time did they have to be home?
They had to be home at 9.
Your kids. Alright, so you were going to take them home by 9. Alright, you and your mother?
Yes.
Decided to drive the kids home. He was going to ride with you. Right? Anybody else ride with y'all?
Just me and Danielle line.
Okay. So did y'all go straight to take the kids, or did y'all make any stops?
Not on the way. No, not on the way.
Okay, and were you in your truck? Or?
Yes, my truck.
Okay. Do you have a back seat in your truck?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So you all took the kids up there. Do you have any idea about time frame?
It was right at 9 o'clock when we got there.
Okay.
So I remember looking at my watch thinking I was going to be late.
Okay. So when you get there, do you take them to the door? How do you drop them off?
And I just pull up, and either they'll pull the blinds out, or the porch light's not on, I'll turn the porch light on so I know they're there. I would get the kids and then go in there.
Okay.
My daughter's 13, my son's 7. I won't walk them to the door.
Okay. Alright. So you left there, and then where did y'all go?
We left there and went to the Exxon right here by I-10, little gas station. The one on this side? The one on this side, yeah. My brother, I believe, got a drink, and I was looking for cold fever medicine. And they didn't have them.
Alright, and that was because
Haley was sick.
okay.
She was on a fever.
Alright, and on birthday party.
Yeah, she was miserable.
Alright, so before you left here, did you know you were going to get cold and cough medicine, or did you get a phone call telling you to get it?
We knew before time.
Okay. So,
I would imagine if your girlfriend don't know why, did she call you to remind you to get it before you came?
No, actually she didn't. I called her when I had the Exxon and asked her if there was anything else or exactly what she wanted, because I was going after the Walmart because they didn't have it.
okay. Alright. Now, your kids live off of Staff Road.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's on the other end of 85. North 85.
Right at the hospital.
Okay. When I stopped at Exxon, there's a lot of stores in between there.
It was just right before the house. Like you said, I remembered it. We're shooting the crap, and by the time I remembered, that was the only thing left. It was easy, stop, hey, let's see if, get something to drink. You want something to drink, and you should be having medicine. Kind of like the compound. I probably should want the compound because they probably had it.
Okay. So you went in and didn't get any medicine.
I asked the clerk, hey, if anything, you should know. So I got in the truck, I called her, and I don't remember exactly what I asked her. Something about exactly what she wanted. They didn't have anything else going to Walmart. What exactly did she want?
Okay, so now when you were at Exxon, do you know what clerk was working? Was it a guy, girl?
Goofy looking guy.
Goofy looking guy. Yeah. Okay, really white, black,
Indian, probably early 20s. Probably my height. Upper 5 foot.
Okay. So you didn't get gas or anything, you just went across the street. Because that's almost across the street.
Pretty much, yeah, from Walmart. So on the home side of I-10.
Okay, so when you went to Walmart, did you do any shopping, or did you just, were you only just going, just went in and you got there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you see anybody you know in Walmart when you were there? Parking lot or inside the store?
Not that I recall, no. As we went out to the garden center side, I parked all the way in by the garden center.
Okay, and then y'all went through the garden center.
The garden center and the pharmacy's right there.
Okay. So did you check out in the pharmacy, or did you check out
In the garden center.
the pharmacy closed? Okay. And then you left through the garden center and got in your truck and went to your house.
Amen.
No other stops from there.
Amen.
Okay. And do you remember about what time you got home?
It was roughly 9:30. It was about 45 minutes probably.
And I'm just thinking, that's a long way from Staff Road all the way down to your house.
It takes about 15 minutes to get there. There's no traffic at night. Well, yeah, I figure at 9 o'clock at night, there's not very much traffic out. So the lights are pretty forgiving during that time of day. It's only about 5 miles.
Forget it, Staff Road.
And the food's long, right? All the traffic lights and everything, they can only look at store. Like I said, if you hit it at the end of the day, 5 o'clock, it can take you a half hour, 45 minutes to get across town. But at night, early in the morning,
It's about 15 minutes. Okay. So you dropped them off at 9, you would have been back at Exxon 9:15 or 9:15 or so. You would have had to spend 2-3 minutes in Exxon, right? Then go across the street.
right? 2 minutes in there. I mean, it was, you walk right in. I shop at Walmart all the time, so I know right where to go. In and out.
Okay. Did your brother go in Walmart? We just stay in the truck.
He went in.
Okay. Did you use cash or debit?
I don't remember being honest with you.
Did you only bought cold medicine?
Definitely didn't.
Alright. And then you left there and came home. And you're thinking it's 9:30.
Somewhere around 9:30.
Okay. Alright.
And like I said, the only thing I know for sure was it was right at, it was like, I remember we were getting ready to walk out the door at 8:20, so I'm telling them, come on, we got to go. It takes 15 minutes to get across town. If we don't get out of here, it's going to be after 9 o'clock. And I told them, no, I have them home by now. And I remember pulling in the driveway, and it was right around 9 o'clock.
You remember it being 8:20 when you were getting your brother and 8:40.
When I was trying to get it, I mean, rounded up and going outside. I was standing at the door saying, it's 8:40, come on, get your junk, let's go.
Okay. Alright. And once you got back home, you stayed home.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you never went to the rest of the neighborhood in your travels back at night. Okay. Alright. Do you think, by any chance, that you could be off on your times?
No, ma'am. 9 o'clock is dead, mom.
No, we were trying to hold.
Well, I know from this investigation talking to my brother, he said he was home at 10 o'clock because one of his shows comes on at 10 o'clock. So he said he knew he was home by 10. And he's about 15 minutes from here as well. He was in this side of Knoxville.
So basically, you could have been home anytime between 9:30 and 9:45. For him to have enough time.
I'd say 9:40 because he had to come in, get Missy and the kids, get all their junk and go out. So it was probably 9:45 by the time he left here. And I gave him 15 minutes to get home.
Okay.
Like I said, but I'm not positive that
You're just pretty much guessing from getting home at 10.
and then it takes 15 minutes to get across town, come back. You know, a good 15 minutes between Exxon and Walmart.
Because you're not looking at your watch, you're just estimating that you went this place and this is how long it normally takes. Is that
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Like I And the only reason I heard much about that as I do is because it was her birthday party.
Are you 100% sure the trip to Walmart you went in and out of the garden center, cash out of the garden center?
Yes.
Okay, now, they have pulled the video from there, and you didn't cash out of the garden center. How come you got you on video at another cash register? I mean, it's not a big deal, but
On that Friday night,
is it possible you went to Walmart more than once that night? Maybe the first time you went to the garden center?
no, because I came home and... No, because I came home with the kids. No, I'm not positive, no. No, it doesn't matter what we want anyway.
Because we have you on video going in the regular doors and at a regular cash register.
That doesn't sound right. I don't think why, but...
We have the pictures.
From what I remember, I thought we went in the garden center. I was pretty sure we went in the garden center, but you said we did.
How often you go to Walmart with kids? It's probably daily, right?
Every other day. We go quite often. That's pretty much the only store we go to. We go all years.
Usually you go to the garden center.
Usually I go through the front door.
Well, you can do that.
Yeah. On the grocery side. Sometimes we go through the other side if we gotta get a bunch of cosmetic stuff or, regular stuff. I could tell you if I use credit card or not. I could pull a bank credit card.
We'll do that for you. Now, not definitely this is just something we have to submit. Did you kill Melissa Howard?
No.
Were you involved in the planning?
No.
Were you involved any way afterwards to cover up a murder of Melissa Howard?
No.
Do you know how she was killed? Did you read the paper?
I've read the paper. And I've heard rumors that she was beaten and stabbed.
Did it say how many times or anything?
No.
Do you own a knife?
Several nights, yes.
Okay. And can you count all of them?
All of them but one. I had a, what's that knife called? I got a knife in the Air Force. I was in the Air Force. I've been overseas. Operation Enduring Freedom. I have an automatic knife that only the cops and military can have. That was in a safe that Allison took when she moved out.
When did she move out?
It was this either Friday, I think it was the Friday or Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So she had I have one little small safe, and I had the checks, and I had that knife in because it means something to me. All my mortgage stuff, household stuff, it was in there.
Now, whose benefit, in your mind, who could benefit more than Allison, or is Allison the only person that could benefit if you were fighting for a crime like this? Is there anybody that hates you enough that would try to frame you?
I'm sure her son does, because he called me on multiple occasions threatening to kick my butt. Allison's son.
How old is he?
Well, right now he just turned 18.
Where's he at?
As far as I know, he lives in Baker, Louisiana.
Okay, so now she moved, I might be missing something. She moved out. You and her were living together before Thanksgiving? Or she moved out of wherever she was living?
We were living here 2 days before Thanksgiving. I went to Louisiana with the kids. When I came back, she was gone and living with them.
Okay. So, when did, then you went to Gina
In January, middle of January sometime.
is when she moved in here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, she moved in here after Melissa was murdered.
Before.
Was she here for New Year's Eve or New Year's Day?
Yes. So it had to have been like Christmas. And one of the things I was either staying at her house or she was staying here.
When she really,
But I could tell you I don't have all of them.
but we know she wasn't staying here at Thanksgiving because Allison was here.
It was definitely well into December.
Okay.
Let me see that. That's some pretty good records I might have. Okay, December 14th is when she moved out.
Okay.
and actually moved her stuff on the 18th. So she wasn't officially moved in, but she was staying here. My mom said I was staying at her house, she was staying here. Where was she living at? Gina in the bar. Right next door. Okay, well, she was over there. Right next to her parents. So Allison moved out right after Thanksgiving. But she was living right here before she moved out. Yeah, okay. She was living there. Why don't you live with Brian? Hey, Brian, you're living? That pissed me off, bro. I had no idea. Okay. I couldn't tell you.
Just something else. I mean, this is just something we won't tell anybody that may be suspect or not suspect or whatever. Is at this point, if you were involved in it, the first person or first people to come forward are the people that the state attorney are going to work to deal with. And I'm not saying you're involved, I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying if you do have knowledge about it and you're afraid to come forward, whether you're afraid of serious charges, whatever, this is the time to do it. This is the time to work a deal out with the state attorney. And I mean, there's no, I mean, if you were involved, your brother would have to be involved. And your brother into it, but just so you got this on tape, and we're telling you this. If y'all were involved, come forward, clear your name, and testify against who was really involved, or who you got information on, and that way it's over with. Okay. Is there any questions you got left on the tape on?
No. The 6 was probably 7th, 8th, 9th. I have a posting for 206, I'm not, or 208, 208, I'm not positive if that's it or not, but you was at Walmart. 208, on that grade. But so that was on Monday, so it would have had to been something that was Friday or Saturday. Possibly. Yeah, because it was my debit phone. I'd have to say that, it's usually a few days. It doesn't necessarily put out the receipts in each day or go into the bank. So, you mentioned the knife thing, and did you want to see the knife? Because I know that was what was brought up. The one knife you usually have in your pocket. I have this one right here, the green Gerber that I got for Christmas. I'll grab the other one. The one I was carrying before that. What's that up in the seat? You got this one for Christmas? Yeah, man. Okay. So you've been carrying it since Christmas and retired to old one? Yeah, man. I'm going to put it in the door. Hey, where's the pot? Where's the mic back? Is there a lot of mics in? Not the one I've had for, I had on for a while. That was on before.
You use it for work too.
Yes, sir. Any job I'll be
cutting plastic wood.
Right. So it has a half a jacket in. Right, serrated it. That's the same one. Oh, that's all like the serrated.
It's all blue.
Alright, all one. And I'm not good. Take that black. Kind of like those. Okay. Basically, that's all we have to ask
ask you as far as what you interviewed with them about? Let me write my cell number on the back if you want to call me, or if you have a problem or somebody else wants to talk, or...
Yeah, because I'm going with Crestview Police Department.
Yeah.
I will not speak to them.
If you know somebody else that may have seen something, or somebody else that you think I need to talk to, that maybe I don't know about because I'm not from Crestview. I can only go about people that you know from the information that they give me. Okay? So if you know somebody else that should be looked at pretty hard, you can give me a call on the phone and say, look at Joe Blow, and that's all you need to tell me, and then I can go do the rest of the work.
I mean, you booked at Brian, you booked at whatever boyfriend, and the only ones I know, I'm sorry, I have a lot of contact with them.
Okay. All right. This concludes the interview. Time is 12:28. Thanks.
Anything further? Ladies and gentlemen, as we discussed, that's the last evidence that we will hear today. The reason for that is the length probably of the next bit of evidence you would hear would take us past where I would want us to go today. So at this time, if you'll just put your notes back into your folder, and we'll be adjourned until tomorrow morning. Of course, don't discuss the case with anyone. Don't let anyone discuss it with you. It's very likely that some form of media will be covering what we're doing. Avoid all of that. I trust that will not be a problem. But as you know, it's a point of emphasis, and we'll do it every time that you leave. Anything further? There be nothing further. We're adjourned. Thank you very much. Anything further we can take up before we adjourn for the day? All right, take the time. I'll just wait here a few minutes just in case. All right? We are adjourned, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.